this is some news about Andrew Tate.
Today's episode is about Andrew Tate and the fake world, real world, sorry. You know, here's the thing.
What's the application actually about? The real world?
I have not made any bones about whether I like Andrew Tate or not. Whether I like him or not is irrelevant because I really don't care for him. But I really dislike his message. You know, that you shouldn't get a job 9 to 5. You know, you should not fall into the trap of get rich quick. Guess what happens when you cut out the hard work?
It's like a game or like has a university course.
You use shortcuts. You wind up not doing the things you need to do to make life solid. And when you're not doing that, you're falling into a trap of believing a snake oil salesman. And what do I mean by that? Well, anybody that has something that seems too good to be true, guess what? It probably is. And we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about what a Ponzi scheme is and what a pyramid scheme is.
Okay. Ponzi pyramid.
I got another client just last month. That's what took me to 5K.
That's what took me to 5K. I made 5K last month. Guess how much 5K is a month? 60 grand. You know what? You can get a different kind of job for well over 60 grand.
Making 14,000, made 52,000 out of it.
Everybody in the real world is making money. The biggest, the largest benefit to the real world is direct access to
It's like actually advertise.
Are they real professors?
Taught by millionaires that answer your questions.
They give you everything on a silver platter.
It may be impossible to not make money if you follow.
It's impossible to not make money.
To the real world really gave me a sense of
Actually possible.
people.
Sense of brotherhood. Let's talk about that for a second. When you have young guys who are looking towards the future, guess what they are? The people who are following Andrew Tate are
I feel like they get paid to talk this.
vulnerable guys. Every last one of them. Because guess what? If they had their own Bugatti, they wouldn't need his Bugatti. But they're vulnerable. And in this young community, it's a community. Community of what? You know, how did he make the bulk of his money? You know, he made it off the backs of women. You know, exposing themselves on OnlyFans or online sex rooms and whatever, and conning men into spending money. That's how they made their money. They're not providing an incredible service to the poor or to the needy or to the masses. They're just grab. We'll talk a little bit more about that, the underlying purpose of the organization in a second.
That are there for you to
Help each other. We're all in there for one thing, and that's to make money.
You hear that last line? That line, we're only there for one thing, and that's to make money. If your sole purpose
Again, that's actually bad.
you're empty. You're
Yeah,
absolutely empty. If that's all you give a shit about is making money, you got to be balanced, as I see it. But just making money alone
It's like no passion, no nothing.
is an empty pursuit.
You don't want to do it.
And look at the amounts here. The amounts here aren't even that
The
much.
Real World is now posted on their own platform and his own app now. Since downloading the Real
Oh, the real world's on an app. It's on a platform. It's on Google. It's on Apple. Oh, wait a second. No, it's not.
Actually,
It got
Paul.
pulled from Google and Apple.
Addicted to it. I can work comfortably out of my laptop and travel across the world.
Building your own business is very much like
All right, we're not going to play any more of that because he doesn't need any more advertising of his stupid program. But one of the things they teach you about is multi-level marketing or affiliate marketing. You know what that is? That's a pyramid scheme. You know, if
So
you have a business
it's basically has a university.
and the overriding driving force of the business is not the business itself, but it's recruiting people to get into the business, that's a pyramid scheme. To start that program, you pay $50 a month, and one of the driving forces is to get on TikTok, and you know you guys have seen all these things on TikTok, on YouTube, and in these videos are highlights of Tate's best moments, for lack of a better word. And then the pinned comment, is how to get into, or a link to the real world. But the issue here is, so they're trying to get you to get hooked. And one of the guys on here just says, I'm absolutely hooked. I'm addicted to this. The real issue, and this is why I think it's been taken down from Google and Apple, is they're targeting kids.
He's only 13, but he's already making $10K a month.
He's on to make over $15,000 as he's 15 years old.
16 years old.
He trains 7 days a week with
dude.
aspirations of becoming a world-class boxer.
He just turned 6 years old and he wants to become a boxing champion just like Andrew is. He already has a six-pack.
They're targeting
What?
young kids. They're
The
targeting
action am I watching?
adults and all men. Now, keep in mind when he was making money on OnlyFans and
Who is the where are the parents on this?
you know, he was making, $300,000-$400,000 a month or more. Now on this platform, he was making, I think at the height, I think they might have had, I think I read somewhere 220,000 subscribers at $50 a month. How much is that? That's over $1 million a month. But how is he making his money? He's not making his money any other legitimate way other than just conning the shit out of these people and selling them shit that they can get from pretty much anywhere else for free.
Presented with is just super basic. It's clearly aimed at beginners, particularly young people, and the problem with that is a lot of that basic information is available for free on the internet. You just have to know where to look, and a quick Google will actually tell you exactly what you need to.
I guess you can Google now.
The real world is marketed as a global community of like-minded individuals striving to acquire an abundance of wealth. And this is created by Tate, the notorious British-American influencer, who, despite facing charges in Romania of rape, human trafficking, and forming an organized crime group to sexually exploit women, retains a large following among young men and boys worldwide. Guys. Now, I'm not asking for anything from you young guys. Honestly, I'm not. Just watch, and learn. But guess what? I wasn't the smartest guy in school by any stretch, and I'm not the smartest guy that walks into a room. But what I do have is drive, I have determination, and I have a sense of self-direction. I know where I want my life to go. I'm not going to let life happen to me. I'm going to make my life happen. And what has my philosophy been all along? What's the one word that I've used in almost every episode? Build. You can build on yourself. Get knowledge. Let's say you do this online course. Let's say you start to make a little bit of money. And all of a sudden, his thing goes downhill. And you were making your money on getting people into his program. Guess what? First of all, he is going.
Well, you have absolutely no skill whatsoever.
But guess what happens? Then your way of life just all of a sudden collapses. And what do you have to fall back on? And now do I sound like a fucking dad?
Nothing.
Why do I sound like a dad? Because I am a dad. And I'm worried about you guys. I'm worried about guys who think that there's a get-rich-quick scheme. There is a get-rich scheme, and guess what that is? Get some skills. Get some skills. Whether it be, and you don't have to go to college necessarily. If you do, and you become a doctor or a lawyer, or you become, whatever you want to become, an accountant or an engineer. But even if you don't do that, there's 1,000 different things you can do, and you can become somebody. Remember what I said: build on your relationships, build on your education, build on your financial future, build on every part of your life to create a balanced life. Not this bullshit about. One of the things that he talks about is the matrix and the 9 to 5, and you don't want to be part of that. You're either rich or you're broke, and that's such a false premise. It absolutely is. You find something you're good at it and make that your passion, whatever it is. I didn't find my passion for law until a little bit later. I didn't become a lawyer until I was 31. You realize that? That's kind of crazy when you think about it. Because I was in another career and had some family shit happen to me. And, but I just kept at it. I kept at it and kept at it and kept at it. And guess what? Because I did that, because I became a lawyer, and because I fucking became good at it, because I like what I do, and I really like helping people. I had 3 kind of phases in my professional life. I got out of college with a business degree, and I was a sales guy. I really hated that. But before that, I drove an ambulance. And I used to help people every day. I really loved that. I'm back to helping people on a regular basis. And I love that. But like I said, I wasn't the greatest student. But because I went along and did what I did, I tried a case a year ago. And on Tuesday, we're having a mediation on this case. big, huge case. Young, very nice kid, was at work, burned, and we got a $35 million judgment. But because I did what I did, I put myself in a position to be able to take advantage of that opportunity. So I could be there for that guy. And now we're great friends, and he's
how
just
much
a
did he get
fantastic guy.
from
We're
35 million?
hopefully going to put a bunch of money in his pocket because he deserves it. So you're helping somebody, and my fee is going to be substantial. I wouldn't have that opportunity. You know what? And the first time I applied to law school, did I get in? I didn't get in. But I kept at it. I kept at it. Part of the matrix. There's no fucking matrix. There's a world out there, a real world, not the fake world that Andrew Tate's trying to sell. There's a real world out there. And if all you're doing is making money online and just you're just in your computer,
Actually, calling it the real world is kind of hilarious.
That's all you're doing. That's an empty existence. And I don't want to badmouth anybody else that's making money online, you know. But if that's all you're doing, you're not helping people. You got to help people. That's just my own personal philosophy. The system, Matrix, wants you to remain poor, weak, alone, and complacent. Understand that in about 5 to 10 years' time, you will either be rich with unlimited money, which is just bullshit. Nobody has unlimited money, with unlimited options, or you will be broke, slaving for social credits. Do you want to escape or not?
What is he talking about?
That is such an absolute farce. But that's a sales pitch, right, for his course. So I almost look at this episode as kind of a public service announcement. Because look where he is. If you're going to follow his example, where the fuck is he? He's under the watchful eyes of the Romanian court. And he's looking, you know, we're going to do an episode coming up on the indictment. And it's a huge indictment. It's like over 300 pages, or right around 300 pages, something like that. And it's insane. All the different shit that's listed in there is... I mean, it is a plethora of stuff. And if they can prove even half of it, see you later, Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate. So my advice to you is don't follow somebody who's on their way to prison. I mean, I don't think you can get any more simple than that. Everything about that course, everything about Andrew Tate for that matter, is all about the short money or fast money. And it's all like... part of it's AI, you know, doing as little work as possible. And I told you it was affiliated marketing. Now, Ponzi, you know what a Ponzi scheme? A Ponzi scheme is where I take your money and I say I'm going to invest it, and then I promise you a certain return. Now, I pay you back, but I pay you back with somebody else's money. And it's just a shell game. You're just, and this is really along those lines. And they're illegal. And so I want you guys to know that there is no shortcut. And guess what? If you decide on a profession, if you decide on... I decided on criminal defense. And I built over 25 years. And sometimes it wasn't fucking easy. Sometimes I had months where I was broke. And sometimes I was fine. But overall, it was a labor of love. And I have something solid that I can look back on now. Years worth of practice. I have stories. You know, how many stories can you tell about being behind your fucking computer? Oh, I drop shipped this headphones that were $17.99 in China, and I got people to pay $49 for it here. I mean, what a bunch of idiots. Is that a great story? Or how about I'm sitting there 1 minute, my client's looking at 25 to life. And the next minute, he's bawling his eyes out.
He's absolutely roasting.
I just saved his ass, and he's walking away a free person. Or you talk about how you had this interaction, and it's so tense in the courtroom, and you think your client's going to beat the shit out of the prosecutor, and you don't say anything about it. And all of a sudden, he says, if it's a guilty verdict, I'm jumping over this table. I'm going to whoop that prosecutor's ass. I mean, they make movies about this shit. You know what I mean? I'm in the fucking movie. I love it. I love it. Luckily for that prosecutor, it was an acquittal. And when you get an acquittal, I'm telling you, no online bullshit can match that feeling. That is just, you just walk out of there, all your hard work has paid off. You saved somebody's life. You know, I've had cases where my guy absolutely killed somebody. But, you know, it wasn't a matter whether he actually did it or not. It was, you know, legally, and the reward you get from helping somebody, and what I mean about that particular case, my client was helping escort somebody out of a bar, and the guy wriggled back because he was drunk, and the manager of the bar asked him to get him out, and he tried to punch my client in the head. He pushed him, and then he fell back and hit his head, you know, slipped on the ice, and it was 5 days later he died, right? So we had a trial on that. Prosecutor tried to say it was intentional murder, which was just absolute bullshit. It was all on video. Jury came back in less than a half hour, and they said they wanted to punch the prosecutor in the nose. I shit you not. And, you know, talking to this old codger who was on the jury, that's what I'm talking about. That's life. That's the real fucking world. Because I did the work I did in that case, he was still able to parent his kids. He kept his job on the railroad. He went to a Denver Broncos game the very next week after that. And he sends me a picture of he and his kids saying thank you. There is no greater reward than doing that good deed. I want you guys to learn and to about life and to know that there is no quick fix. Develop meaning in your life. You become an asset to everybody around you. If all you're doing is scamming people, which is what Andrew Tate fucking does, people know it, and they stay away from you. So, build. I guess that's my message for today. Build. Stay away from this kind of crap. There's a reason that Google and Apple took them off their platform. Of course they did. I mean, he's got a lot of people that, you know, are sucking each one of his balls. You know, I mean, I'm sure they don't even taste that good. They're gross. So, my point is,
that's too far.
Be a better person to everybody around you, and grab the fucking life. Just grab life by the balls and fucking go. Okay, I've said my piece.